What is up, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube? That's right, I'm Chris Smith. Today I'm going to be talking about the Shannara Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 6. So you know how this thing go. Stay to the end, don't be an asshole or a dick and watch the whole video. So let's get this thing going. Okay, so I pretty much already knew where this episode was going to go, particularly because as you look at the synopsis, they say that Will, Amberly, and Anna they all take, shelter during the storm, whatever. I was like, great. Now we're going to do this three-way thing is going to come to a head. And for the most part, it kind of did go that way. They switched it up just a little bit, but for the most part, they went that way, and that kind of what ruined this episode. Also, there's going to be very mild spoilers here. For me particularly, what didn't work was that there's a lot of pointless shit. Starting with the opening scene. The opening scene, I don't know what the fuck that was. It was like some weird acid trip, wet dream with Amberly flirting with Will, and they're swinging on like a seesaw or whatever it is, and then the demon pops up. I was just like, that scene seemed so pointless. It could go bad in either way. It could be if it's a dream, terrible. If it's a nightmare, okay. But even then, why would that first part happen? And if it's real, it's even worse. So to me, it really served no purpose. And there's a lot of pointless shit in this episode. Also, a couple of things was the shower scene or the hot tub scene when they go to the place, that person's house and they take shelter. Now, to me, yes, it was nice to see. Nothing I can't see anywhere else, but it was nice to see. And we did get a little bit of information there. It wasn't completely pointless. But, we get to learn Anna was actually probably a slave, and she, her owner wanted to track her. So I thought that was actually good. We actually learned something, particularly. I thought the kid that was with that old guy in the thing, I thought she was pointless because then, spoiler alert, she dies, and then it's nothing to be known again. It's like, was she part of the story or whatever she was? It didn't really make any sense. Also, the king, the king story, now that, if you didn't know already, the son is now the king, kind of like Loki, as they said last week. And then Mono Burnett is in this thing, right? And Mono Burnett is great, but he unfortunately has been kind of misused. And now this episode kind of proved it, maybe. Because here's where the spoiler comes in. Where, okay, so Mono Burnett is talking to the guy, the guy that can see into the future. Bam, he touches him, he gets his vision, goes a little bit mad. He talks to the king. Then the king tells his son, or which kind of confused me a bit, but to kill Mono Burnett. He kills Mono Burnett. Mono Burnett is then dead. Then what does that mean? Also, I also thought he meant, when he said finish him, I thought Mortal Kombat. I can't be the only one, but I thought Mortal Kombat. But yeah, then he died. I'm just like, first of all, Mono Burnett looked like he was slightly sleepwalking in this episode, but he was still the best part of this episode, or one of the best part of this show so far. Then he dies, and I'm just like, well, you're going to lose a lot of viewers probably because he's the most interesting thing, and why would you kill him? But then who knows? He's waiting for the call from Arrow. I enjoyed the torture scene, and I enjoyed the dinner scene. I thought those were actually probably one of the more positives of this episode. The torture scene was good, but unfortunately, once Will saves, Amberly or whatever, just in time for everybody to see, because everybody else got taken. Anna Trey and James Raymar, they get taken, whatever, and then they come just in time to see Will and Amberly kind of kiss together. I was just like, hey, great, just in time, awesome, that's fantastic. Also, for me particularly, James Raymar was actually great. He probably had the line of the entire episode where he says, which it was such a terrible line, but it was funny anyway. He said, "I'm so hungry I could eat a troll's left nut." I was like, why not the right one? Why not both? But yeah, I thought he was funny. And also at the very end when he kind of leave and they escape or whatever, they're sliding across this thing, right? And when she and Raymar are kind of escaping. He said, just leave her, he'll never choose you. And I was just like, damn, that's some hard shit you saying right there, Raymar. But she eventually does say Will and Amberly, and I was just like, okay, now I'm just kind of seeing her cattle grow a bit. I was just like, great, that's actually good. And then she saves him, and then he cuts the shit, and they all fall with the demon monster. Also, that guy that says, I'll be right back, or I'll be right behind you, that fucker was never coming back. He was never coming back. And he didn't. I don't know what took the demon so long to get past that guy, even though he was dead, but, that's another story. But yeah, this episode, there's a lot of things that just kind of happened. Everything was just like jumbled across, a lot of pointless stuff to me personally, but it was entertaining, probably the most entertaining episode I had, because I was kind of poking fun at it. But yes, that's my review. Comment, subscribe, and like. Subscribe. Help me out. You can really help me out by subscribing. But signing out.